I'm Reverend J. Glover, a spiritual director and music producer. Today I want to talk about how meditation and music can support the journey through addiction and recovery. When we hear the word addiction, we often think of substances like alcohol or drugs. But honestly, addiction shows up in many forms. We can be addicted to food, work habits, shopping, social media, almost anything. And when we try to free ourselves from the paralyzing grip of addiction, it can feel like the effort itself feeds the addiction. The addiction thrives on our trying to break free. This is where meditation and music can help. You see, meditation invites us into stillness, a quiet space that seems hard to reach when we're used to the constant noise and distractions around us and within us. At first, being quiet can feel overwhelming, like being trapped with 1,000 restless thoughts. But over time, I have learned something important. Meditation isn't about clearing or emptying the mind. It's about being fully present. It's about becoming still enough to hear and be attentive to what's underneath all that noise. Eventually, that stillness can begin to feel like home, a place where we can breathe again. There's a quiet space within us that often gets buried under anxiety about the future, pain from the past, loneliness, or the numbness we use to cope. Addiction lives in that noise. Recovery, however, is more than resisting a substance or behavior. It's about reconnecting with the self, your authentic self that existed before the pain, and discovering the self that can exist beyond it. In that inner space, we begin to realize that traumatic events are in the past, and we're not living in them now. We come to understand that I am not my cravings. Cravings may feel like powerful forces, sometimes even with intense physical symptoms. But somewhere inside, we can find the strength to say no, not by force, but from a place of awareness and empowerment. Then there's music. Now, music doesn't work for everyone. For some of us, music can be a distraction, but for many of us, it helps quiet the external world and guide us inward. Whether through repetitive chanting, the rhythmic flow, or the melodic structure, music can draw us into the present moment, into a space of freedom. I must say this, recovery isn't about never feeling the urge again. It's about learning to sit with the urge, to listen to it, and to choose something different. It's about choosing life and breath over escape and harm, self-harm. Sometimes, through meditation, it's about becoming aware and attentive to the emotional pain that often follows giving into cravings, and deciding that we don't want to live in that pain anymore. So meditation can become one of the few places where we can meet ourselves without judgment. In stillness, we hear the compulsions, but we also begin to hear the reasons behind them. We experience the cravings, but we recognize that they are not commands, and we don't have to obey them. Meditation isn't an escape, it's a return to breath, to presence, to being. If you're on this journey, just know this: healing and recovery is possible. And there is something beautiful waiting on the other side of surrender. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep showing up. Thank you for sitting with me today. And be reminded that these podcast episodes are not a substitution for professional counseling. If you need that, please get the help you need. But I believe the information that's explored on this podcast is helpful. As you know, I'm a music producer, and the music tracks are available at www.jgmusicworld.com, where you can download music tracks to accompany your meditation sessions as well as your fitness workouts. So until next time, breathe deep and embrace perseverance. Thank you for listening. See you next time.